What about you? 2015 Saint Leon. Guy must be a motorbike fan. TDI, and that is the registration. You see why that's important later on. And car's got a bit of a problem here at the front. Well, I've taken the front off it. That's the bumper. So problem with the headlights, and that one there is on and the near side is off. I'll just show you that a wee bit better. So offside driver side, low beam there is on, and it's just the daylight running lights there, or the side lights, is working on the near side. So these are LED headlamps. That's it with the high beam on. High beam works, the indicator works. The indicator works the other side as well, but just have the left one on. And that's the high beam on the driver's side there. So as we can see, we've got a bit of a problem with headlights. So we did a full system scan in this car, first off, see if it would tell me anything. And there was a stack of codes in it. So this car's been worked on, and a lot of engine codes, just codes everywhere. So I deleted them all, and the relevant one was the active one stayed. So that's it there, 2015 5F Leon CLH 1.6 turbo diesel engine. And that's us there at the bottom there. B149 C01. Left LED headlamp power output stage, electrical error, and it's active. So that rings true with what we see. So over here, this car has had a brand new headlight in it. The backstory of this car is that the guy had a bit of a prank in a car park, not pretty low speed, supermarket car park type of job. And he got it, a new wing on it, apparently a new bumper, and that new headlight there, about 6 months ago. So it was working for about 6 months, and it's now not working, as we see. So it's just the main beam, the dip beam, or the high beam is working, indicators working, and the DLRs, the daylight running lights that go round the outside, are function fine. So we're going to do a wee bit of testing. I reckoned it was maybe a wiring fault. It was a power missing, but I've already done this diagnosis, and this video is actually for the owner. So I'll just pull these headlights out and show you. So that's a headlights out, and there they are on the deck. So we know this one works, this one here, which is the right hand side, and we know we'll have a fault on the left, which is that one, which is a fairly new headlight. So there's a bit of reflection there from the fluorescence there. So what we need for this is we need a new one good. Now, before I embarked on all this here, checked the fuses and all that sort of jazz, and a few powers and grounds and things like that. Everything seemed grand on the left one. So we need no one good, and there's no one good. There's a no one good right there. So we're going to plug that into the left, see what happens. Right, so that's our right hand headlight, but it's plugged into the left hand side of the car. So this will quite simply check the wiring integrity. Dead easy. So we'll do that. So the right hand headlight is working great. on the left. So our harness wiring, the car wiring, and all that is fine. So this is the left hand headlight, but it's plugged into the right hand side of the car. So what we'll do here, we'll go on to the daylight running lights, headlight or the low beam, and then I'll flash the high beam a couple of times and do the indicator. So we'll see what happens. So there we go. So our faulty headlight, the low beam isn't working on the right hand side, which is the known good side. So similarly, the known good headlight, the right hand headlight, works on the left hand side. So all our wiring is intact. Our problem is with this headlight unit. So we'll have a wee look at these units further and see if we can do anything to narrow it down a wee bit more. So these are two headlight units. This one's good. This one, part of it partially doesn't work. So if we spin them over, we'll have the headlamp control module on the back side there, and we can see that one is it's a bit tarnished there, and but this is the good one. It's a bit tarnished, so we can see that's a used one. And if we turn that one over, we can see, oh, that's brand new there. So that is indeed a new headlight with a new headlight control unit attached. So that has came all as one. So what we're going to do here is these are the same, and we can swap them over and see if it's the module. See if that's the problem. So we're going to take this module out here. So it's the wee torque shoe. Pretty easily done here. So clearly that's brand new, and that's came with the headlight. That is the headlamp power control module, which resides underneath here. Give it just a tiny wee prise. There's just a wee rubber grommet, and that's sort of what holds it in. And there's a decent amount of wire on it to just unclip it from the back. And that's our headlamp power control module, and you can clearly see that's pretty new looking. We'll gently set that down. So I'm going to swap that over onto no, I'm not. I'm going to get the old one, as it were, the one that works, the one that definitely works, and we're going to put it onto this headlight unit. So that's our known good power control module, or the old one if you want to call it that, and this is into the potentially faulty headlight. This is the headlight that wasn't working for us. This is the new one. This is the one that potentially is faulty, and you can clearly see the difference there. That's nice and shiny, and that aluminium's all oxidized. So what we'll do is we'll plug that into the right hand side, which is the side that was working. So we'll see what we get. So this is faulty headlamp with a known good power control module plugged into a known good wiring harness. So there we go, low beam still doesn't work. Let's just have a wee look there. You can do a set of brake pads in this car. They're quite low. Okay, so just to do a double check, that proves to me that the fault is in the headlight itself. So we'll get you down there. So that power control module is out of the faulty headlight, the new headlight as it were, and that's the known good headlight. which is the right hand headlight. So we're going to put that onto that, and that'll verify that power control module. So that's the power control module of the faulty headlight fitted to a known good headlight. So just as a double check, this is connected to the side that was faulty. So this is the faulty side of the wiring harness. So this will prove that the wiring harness is ground. And we already did that with this headlight, but this one here has the left hand power control module. So this is the right hand headlight with the left hand power control module and the left hand wiring harness, which is the side that wasn't working. So here we go. So that's all good. Power control module is fine on the faulty headlight. The wiring harness on the left hand side of the car is fine. So we'll have a faulty headlight. So there we go. That's the new headlight with the new power control module back on again. That's it, and the headlight is proved to be faulty. The fault is internal inside that headlight. Now, if you're wondering what that bit is, that's the daylight running lights. So there's two LEDs, and you can change that over separately if you have a problem with the daylight running lights. So there's two LEDs, and they go down two wee sort of glass tubes that go either side, and that's how you get that sort of surround band of light. This is the original, the one that came originally with the car when it was built. So that's the right hand one. It works perfectly. Power control unit works perfectly. That power control, the headlamp power control unit, that one there is good because that works on this headlight. So the fault is internal inside that headlight, and that's about all I can do with it. There's nothing, you can't take it apart any further. So you can take that back cover off, but it just shows a wee bit of wiring, and I had a wee look inside there, and there's nothing obvious, no breaks or anything. Sometimes the wiring inside here can chafe, it can rub, and you can if you get a visual on it. But the actual low beam is well down in the bowels of it. This thing doesn't come apart; it's a completely sealed unit. So that is a brand new headlight. It's about 6 or 8 months old, I think, according to the owner of the car. So he's in for a warranty claim. That would be my recommendation to him. He already has taken it back to the people that did the work on this car, apparently, and I don't want to, obviously not going to name any names or anything like that, but they apparently, according to the owner, said it was the power control module, and that was part of the car and not part of the headlamp unit. We can clearly see here that it is, and when you buy a complete headlamp, that comes with it. So unless you can get that unit separately, I'm going to swap that over. That'll work fine, but that's really as far as I can go with this. So there you go, guys and gals. I might have got my head into that last shot there, so you could see me waffling away there at the same time as you can hear me. Don't often get into shot, but there you go. So headlights back in again to this car. This car is going to get rebuilt again. Stick that bumper back on again, wheels back on, the liners and all that sort of jazz, and yeah, he's gonna maybe do a warranty claim for that boy there. Wish him all the best for that, and I don't know, that headlight would be around about £1,000 to buy, I think. Haven't priced it, and very hard to get a second hand one, especially on the left, because that's where a lot of damage occurs. So yeah, just another point to note, I think those power control modules have to be coded to the car as well, so they're not just plug and play either. But we'll have that one there, and it's already coded there clearly. So Maybe wrong on that, but I suspect that. So anyway, we'll get this car back there again, phone the punter, see what he wants to do, and give him it back, and that's about it for this video. Maybe it helped you out there. Just logical diagnosis. There's no wiring diagrams there, nothing involved. So it's just you've got to know one good on the other side. So away you go, and that's how you do it. Sometimes just a bit of clear logic, and that proved that beyond doubt. So once again, many thanks for watching. All the best, and bye bye.